Next in the lineup is the Connecta tool kit from Johnny's. And again, I want to iterate that Johnny's is not their first time around the block. Professional company making professional tools. You can see the sturdy construction here. And again, I was a bit skeptical that you could disconnect tools and attach different tools and get the same sort of functionality out of them you could with standalone tools. But it's really worked well for me. So I'm going to demo a couple of their tools. First, we're going to do actually their matrix row markers. And what these guys are going to do is grid out a pattern that we can use for see how easy that is to slip on another tool. This beautifully designed tool, and I wanted to point out, they wouldn't have had to do an artistic rendering on the end, but they did. And what we're going to do is grid out a pattern. But first, it's not quite smooth enough. I wanted to show you, we just got done using the tilter here for final seed bed preparation. And what I'll often do is just a real quick pass here, grab any rocks that might be left on the surface, and do a bit more seed skimming of the surface. This is the bed rake, the 30-inch bed rake, also sold by Johnny's. One of my favorite lifetime tools. I've been farming for 19 seasons, and this little guy has been with me for all 19 of them. And same handle too, which I've taped up. It's time to replace, but I'm just emotionally attached to it, so we're gonna go as far as we can. So let me show you how we can get a nice grid pattern here for transplanting. So you would go down one side, turn it around, and come down the other. Line it up. So look at this amazing grid here. And if we want to do 3 rows of transplants, for instance, I might go one here, one here, one here. If we got plugs we want to put in it 6 inches apart, well, there's a perfect grid that we can do so. Now, there are different patterns. There are 4 wheels, 6 inches apart here. We've got one here with wider space, and there's even one more that's 16 or 18 inches apart. So you can really get whatever type of grid you want. In reality, I prefer just to use this one here and then just skip 1 or 2 of the marked rows. For instance, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows that are marked here. I might just use 3 and skip every other row, for instance. But you do you, and you can easily switch heads on that tool if you want and get it nicely marked. Show you another attachment that I've been using this year. Is called the Row Pro. And we do still actually do some direct seeding here, and this is my favorite for direct seeding. So let's say we got some beans we want to put in here, which actually I do have beans ready to go in here. I'm going to flip this tool this direction and simply walk down the bed length. Look how easy that is to create a nice little furrow in here. Set down the tool, grab some beans, and we're going to put these in about every 2 inches along the row here. And if you grid it out ahead, you can use those grid lines to help space your hand seeding. And beans and radishes are 2 crops we still direct seed because we need relatively small quantities twice a week to fill CSA boxes and to fill restaurant orders. I don't want a large quantity one time during the summer. I want a steady harvest of those crops. So we'll quit here just for the sake of the demonstration. And watch this. All we're going to do, take this tool and flip it the other direction and walk down the row. Oops. And boom, they're covered. So really simple a way to direct seed your crop, and really versatile tool too for hilling. Not sure this is how it's intended. However, I've been using it to hill my onions as they're growing. So, well, these are shallots actually, but it slips nicely over young shallots. And look at what a nice hill we're getting here. So we're gonna have a nice long white shank on green onions. We've got green onions up here next to the shallots. And do this every so often, 3 or 4 times a year, and you'll have nice long white shanks on your onions. Very simple tool for hilling too. So there's other uses for the tool. It's commonly used for paper pot transplanting. If you don't have a paper pot transplanter tool, you can simply go ahead of the chain with this here, and then you can unravel a paper pot chain down in the furrow here, and then fill that chain back in by flipping the tool the other direction. So it's a bit of an alternative to owning a larger paper pot transplanter tool if you're not ready to spring for one. Okay, so let me show you what's on my hip. There's also a cultivation kit here, and we've got a couple wire weeders, couple collinear hose, and so you just choose the hoe that and it's got a handy little, I don't know, it's got a shower curtain ring or something, but you choose whatever tool you think you need, and see how easy that slips on here. And the wire weeders in particular are great for around small crops. Again, we're gonna go between these onions here, and it'll quickly dislodge any small weeds that we might have. This season, I've been using the wheel weeder that I showed you in the earlier in the webinar for this type of in-row weeding. If you don't have one though, and prefer using a hand or a handled tool like this, the wire weeders are a great way to go. And let me show you this, one of the collinear hose here. Let me jump over to the lettuces here. This is considered a 2 thumbs up tool. And what I mean is that it's a more European design where your thumbs are meant to go in an upright position. Okay? Some of the shorter handled American tools, your thumbs are meant to go in a down position, puts a lot of stress on the back as you're hoeing in this kind of a motion. So this tool is designed for you to stand in an upright position, 2 thumbs up, and you can really weasel in close to your plants. And watch my wrist as I'm cultivating here. And what I'm doing is fine-tuning the angle of the blade by moving my right wrist back and forth, and my left hand is stationary and lets the handle travel in my palm. So this is a great way to get those weeds that are real close. And again, early in the webinar, I showed a couple other TerraTech options for doing this, the spring hose. But this is a great, if you just enjoy using a handled tool, which I still do many times. In our home garden, we've got one of these that we hang on a hook, and we keep a home garden separate from the market garden here, and we still like to use old wood handled simple tools. But this is really 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tools all in one, and we've used all of them this season.